Every little thing you do, it gets me thinking. By another shot, you got me drinking. Girl, you shut me down and there's no witness. Got me in my feels, she would never listen. All the alcohol is in my liver. I guess I lost and you're the winner. Missing your touch, you were a good kisser. I was born a saint, but now I'm a sinner. Falling for you. They just fly by. All the memories pop up on my timeline. Change your colors on me like you're tie-dye. Got me falling for you, I ain't like a skydive. See you in another dimension. Can't sleep on my night's rest. Baby girl, you were my best friend. Best friend. Every little thing you do, it gets me thinking. By another shot, you got me drinking. Could you shut me down and there's no witness? Got me in my feels, she would never listen. All the alcohol is in my liver. I guess I lost and you're the winner. Missing your touch, you were a good kisser. I was born to sing, but now I'm a sinner. Falling for you. For you. For you. Falling for you. For you. For you. Falling for you.
I got you and your vibes in my mind. I can't get enough, no matter how hard I try. I need you and your heart next to mine. Yeah, I'm all about keeping it you and I. When you're here, you spark chemical reactions. Your aura strikes like lightning. Got no words, I'm just drowning in attraction. Only one way to describe it. It's electric, can you feel
close your eyes.
I'm the storm that meets the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Do you think you are? Who do you think you
Good evening, one and all, and welcome to the RSC. My name is Vector, alongside me, the wonderful Cynics. We are here for the final stream of League Play Week 3. We've already had gone through them all, and now tonight we'll be having a Challenger, Master, and a Rival tier matchup. And I'm very, very excited about this because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Cynics, this is our first ever time casting together. Is it your first ever time on the RSC? I remember you mentioned a solo cast just before we started, but if this is your debut, I'm glad to be here for it.
Yeah, this is my debut. I've only solo casted my own team stream once, so it's like a big step up on this. Yeah,
because your team's playing tonight.
No difference,
Yeah.
no difference.
Yeah,
it's gonna be super fun to be here. It's a big opportunity. It's really fun. It's gonna be super fun to watch these team play. With Challenger, Master, and Rival, we're gonna get a big discrepancy of players and levels of play. So it's gonna be super interesting to see what these players can do.
It is indeed. And as I mentioned, Challenger, Master, and Rival begin in that Challenger tier. It will be Neptunium versus Masai, of course. As I mentioned, your team, Cynics of the Shaman Esports franchise. They already played this week. I believe it was Dogon versus Iovi in the Master tier. So Neptunium, or Sistema Solaris and Shaman Esports have already played this week. And you mentioned before we came on as well, Dogon, one of the best performing teams within the league this season. Masai very much on the opposite ends, as they're currently sat in, I believe it is 9th as I look at the tip. No, it's actually 10th now by looks of it, because Fearless Delta's own results. When I went to do my notes, they were actually both right next to each other, Neptunium and Masai. And Neptunium were below them in 10th. Both teams began their campaigns fairly well. Neptunium broke even with a 3-1 win and loss in the first week, whereas Masai took a 5-3 from the opening. And a combined record of 1 draw, 1 victory, and 2 defeats brought them neck and neck in the scramble out of the bottom 4, with a sizable 16 goals being the only separator between them. And Neptunium faring only slightly worse than last season so far, as they were 9th in week 3 of RSC 11. Masai, however, have fallen much farther, as they ended that same week in 4th with 13 points, an unattainable number even with 2 sweeps this week. And it wouldn't have made a difference now anyway, because they are in 10th. But Neptunium have changed something up, clearly, because they got a draw in their last series. So now they're on a draw streak instead of a loss streak, and they go up to 7th. The onus is on you and your team to try and get back into winning ways and maybe make something of this series against a team that you might be expected to do well against.
Yeah, hopefully my team can do well. I did actually give the guys some notes before this game, since they did not really do that well last week. They asked me for a little bit of coaching, so I've given them some notes. So it's going to be interesting to see if the lads have picked it up and done something with that. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that information that I've given them, if they take it to heart and start playing like I want them to. I think the team can be a really good team if they start working together. But last week they had some.
that they fell, should we say, in the beginning of the season, as an early shot off the kickoff from Neptunium may have been making me eat my words there, as Masai do get away with it in the early stages of the game. But as I said, nothing's decided, so everything can change, everything left to play for still so early on in the season. And with you being the GM of this franchise, Cynics, you have a unique perspective, a unique understanding of this team. You built this team from the draft just a few weeks ago. You know what they're capable of. You believe in them, I should imagine. You mentioned you don't want to be biased because of
now trying to take it out for the junior side, but can't really get it out as Yummy takes another one. Yummy, the sub of the team, but
massive chance spurn there from the side.
yeah, now they come again though with Alsonado hitting the shots of the backboard. He does find it in the end, and we're back to 1-1 with 3 minutes left on the clock of this first game. It's heating up already, I'm gonna say. I'm pretty happy with the boys so far. Everyone is playing really well, the rotations are coming through. Really happy to see Yummy also performing, as he is the sub of the team, as I mentioned just before. So he's very interesting to see how they play together now. But Neptunium already putting on the pressure again. Senza with the absolutely amazing pass into mid for Blissey, coming all the way from the other side and just slotting that into the left-hand corner.
Then out towards the other side of the field, and Neptunium were able to capitalize upon it, but it's not back down in the blue half. So they managed to get a touch out, but only to a player.
Also putting pressure again, but can't really control it. Blue Look now trying to control it up the other end. Can't really get anything on it though. Isono is turn to take it out, but Senza meets him. Now over to the other side of the field. Other quarter tries for a touch in mid. They can almost get the double touch. Not really happening though.
Love to see the confidence, however. Despite being a goal down, they're looking for the mechanical plays, for the solo stuff. They know that they've got the capability of doing it, but just little off the mark. Now back down in the other half of the field. Control here by Blizzy to try and get it back to the midfield. Blue Look is there, but Yummy reads the shot well. Gets in the way, and it's gone straight past the next player. Sensor just managed to recover, however. Abdul taking a little bit too much time to get back up into the air. Make contact with the ball. Ice can only pass this to the mid. That's a risky play, but Yumi's going to be there to take it off the line. Crossbar, post, and out. Tense moments here from Masai as they managed to just about keep it to a 1-goal deficit.
Yeah, I gotta say, Neptunium's passes here in the midfield are being very, very strong. Yeah, getting some really good shots on the net. That were really hard for Masai to save. Just managing to get those out. And now maybe they can gather themselves together and get on attack again, as they do have to score another goal to get back in this first game. 1.5 minutes remaining. But they can't really get the ball out. Senza trying for a pass, but can't really make it. Masai gets a long, hard play, but not really making anything of it. And Yummy now can take the ball out. Does have his team with him. Doesn't really get a good touch on it though. Lulu can maybe try to get it out. What is happening? What is going on? The equalizer. And I gotta say, I don't know. I cannot believe that was meant to happen in any case.
Yeah, Neptunian there, just caught in the headlights. I think it was Blue Luke that jumped up early, expecting an initial touch by Yumi to come so much sooner, but he took his time with it and then eventually came down to pinch it past the last man. And they equalized with a minute left to go. I was starting to think that, this game had really settled into itself, found its rhythm as both teams started to understand each other. It's another chance burn from Masai to finally take that lead that they've been looking for. Still, however, in the corner for Abdul. Great touch around, tries to be patient here, has the boost to try and get further forward, but Senza comes roaring back through the defensive line. Take it away. Ice to keep this ball in the midfield, but Luke will make his way through as his teammate is demoed. And with the last 30 seconds coming through, this is such a tight game, such a well-matched game, clearly, from what we've been seeing on the field. Do we expect to see an overtime in the very first game of the night, Cynic?
Only 20 seconds to see if any teams can pull anything out. Yami missing the ball a little bit. Maybe this is the chance they need. Senza doesn't hit the first touch. Yami can almost barely just get it out. Ice already with another to mid. Blue Look not really there in time to get the shot on, and only 1 second left. Can they get another shot?
Oh!
They actually do it!
The buzzer beater!
Game.
1 second on either side of this play, and we're in an overtime right now, but they managed to pull it out of the bag. Yumi picks up a brace of his own. What a fantastic finish from Masai. They started this game woefully. They were down for most of it, and it just goes to show, you put the effort in, you keep your mental strong, you might find a way, even at the most dire of moments. Fantastic start to this series for Masai, and I'm sure you're grinning from ear to ear, Cynics.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy right now. I gotta say, Jami really pulling it through for the boys. The super sub is doing his thing. 500 points with 2 goals and 3 saves. I really gotta say, this guy, I see him playing very confidently in the back, always being there, ready for the long clears that Neptunians are sending to him. Already like being back and ready for the ball and taking it up with him. I gotta say, he's doing what he needs to do right now for the Shaman team to come up on top. So maybe, I don't know, what do you think the Neptunian guys do have to think about to get back in the game again after losing the overtime?
I mean, as it often comes down to in any sport and a lot of things in life, but especially Rocket League, just the minor stuff, the little minutia that really seeps into the cracks and starts to make things a lot weaker in terms of the overall. It's the micro that's hurting them more so than the macro, because that was a very clearly evenly matched game, and Neptunian had control for most of it. They just sort of started to take their foot off the pedal when they saw that Masai were getting a bit more comfortable with themselves and making better touches, especially some of the aerial play that we saw. And I think maybe Yumi's opening goal to get the equalizer might have damaged their hopes a bit, and thought, something is against us here. This isn't quite working in our favor, and that might have damaged their hopes in trying to win that first game. Maybe they were banking on the overtime coming through, and then they just reset off of that kickoff. But the final moment ended up being the one that took them out of that first game. And they will lose that point. They will have to forget about it. It is done. But I don't think they necessarily need to change all that much in their gameplay. It was a very close game, and there was a fortunate goal for the equalizer. So it just kind of fell against them in that one. And I think they're doing quite well. Maybe Blizzy needs a little bit more help on the offensive side, since they did do well to get him the second goal. But that control in the midfield, I think, is what it usually comes down to. They maintain that boost, make sure that Masai don't have as much possession. And I think we could see another great game, hopefully in overtime this time, because I'm
the side.
Not only am I interested to see what they're capable of on the field, but it is kind of a funny thing that I've only just realized. Since you're casting this series, this is sort of a test for Masai, as they failed the first question here. Once again, Neptunium opened up the scoring early on, much earlier in fact than the first game, or not even 30 seconds in. This time Sensa to find his first goal of the series. But I don't know if they know that you're casting their series. This is almost a test for Yummy and a showcase, shall we say, for him to make a name for himself and make it look as though he should be on the main roster. This guy shouldn't be the sub. He did well in game 1. They're already struggling here in the second. Maybe Neptunium wanted to get back into the winning ways, shall we say. Of course, they're on a 2-draw streak. They're desperate to win a game, and they'll want to make that statement right here. But I just find it so unique having the GM casting players matches.
Yeah, it's truly interesting. I'm really trying to not be too one-sided, as I surely want my team to win, obviously, but I also don't want to make the stream one-sided towards one team or the other.
Who cares? They love it. They love it. Don't worry.
They love. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Maybe you will have some more screams from me if my team scores, but I'm gonna try to scream if Neptunium scores as well, or maybe that will be your.
I'll take that mantle. I'll be a Systema Solaris stan for this series at the very least. As this one goes flying through, they get it here on the counter. Yummy to end up being the goal scorer. That's 3 for him on the night. As Ice Tornado, nice touch around. I think it wasn't quite a pinch, but he did manage to get a touch across, forced the defender to try and dive for the early touch. Might have expected something more there from the initial play, but it ends up with an equalizer once again from the side. And it's so good for them to get back into the rhythm of things so early on, but it's narrowly wide for Sensa there. Left with a little bit too much space, but thankfully from the side they don't get punished once more. Still in this blue corner, however, Blizzard with the fake, trying to get it around 2. He can't manage to do so. I love to see that type of play. They're so considered and composed, and they're not afraid to take the risk, shall we say, because if that doesn't go right, it could be another easy counter from the side. They've already scored 1 counter goal. It could easily happen again.
Yeah, that must have been very, very on those counter plays, really ready for it, and putting the ball to the other end. But not much showing yet. Still 1-1 on the scoreboard. Not much else. Not many shots, as I can see so far, by any team. Maybe not getting anything on the goal yet, but Isolated trying now. Only Blissey left, they can get it out. Now Abdul Corder on the other side gets along. Maybe he can try and get it. Yummy again with the fakes. Really well controlled by Blissey. Really maybe making a playstyle change here for the second game, trying to control it more in the offensive end. Blissey again now trying for the shot, but they can't get it on target. Blue Duke with the shot, and it's gonna be in for 2-1 for Neptunium. And the Masai boys are once again down in this series.
I'm always a supporter of possession, of taking your time, making sure you get the best play out of any situation that you can. If you have the ball, if you have the opportunity. Lizzie was doing well with it there. They got taken away from the chance the first time of asking if Blizzy takes it to the backboard. Finds his teammate. It's going to be 1v3ing here as they're just letting him have the space, which is surprising to see. You'd think they'd have a bit more of an active defense. Messiah, at least send one person to try and challenge. Don't let them just have the ball as they do so again. Blizzy gets on the scoring sheet once more as all 3 players on Neptunium have opened the scoring account. Abdul taking too long, gets demoed for it, and no one is back. Masai falling apart at the seams here in game 2.
Yeah, falling a bit on the pressure side, not really wanting to go maybe. Maybe the pressure is getting to them after this first game when they're trying to play a little bit too much. Yummy trying to get the ball out, but can't get it past Blue Luke. Abdul Corder now has to get it touched out, does so, but only to Blissey. But doesn't have anyone with him right now. Only Arsenal to get it out, but can't really get a good touch either. Ball out into the middle again, but since they can control this, does get a couple touches in the air, but can't really maybe make much of it. Now Blissey gonna try and get a touch, can't get it past anyone. We have a little bit of a middle possession game going on right now with neither of the teams getting any good touches on the ball to get it towards the net. Yamim now trying to take control of it again, but Sensei's there.
Awkward.
It's an awkward shot. Gets it on target though, but can't
What?
really get in there. Had zero power on that as he backflips, but did get it on target.
That was almost a deceptive play here from Sensor, backflipping and actually managing to get a touch. If that was intentional, it was genius, but didn't quite end up going their way anyway as they get back through the midfield here, Masai, with only 30 seconds left and a 2-goal deficit. Stopped on the line by Sensor for his 3rd save of the game. Still back down in the red half of the field. Time is against them, so is the scoreboard as they almost make it 4. Blizzy desperately looking for another brace to put to his name. As if I'm not mistaken, I think our broadcaster has lost connection in the lobby. So you might not be watching the gameplay right now, but we will try and describe it as best we can. In the meantime, Cynic, Sensor has scored his 2nd goal to make it 4-1 to Neptunium, and with 11 seconds left, the writing is on the wall. I don't want to bring a tear to your eye, Cynics, but Masai, I think they've lost game 2.
Yeah, the Shaman player is getting a little bit tangled up, not really getting the rotations as I maybe want them to do. They've been struggling a bit, not really controlling the ball, maybe taking a little bit too far back of a stance, not willing to commit to those being like early on the 50s, trying to get control of the ball in the midfield. Maybe giving Neptunium a little bit too much space to do what they want when they're trying to attack. And in the end, will be what gives Neptunium that 4-1 win in the 2nd game.
Yeah, a little bit too much respect to a team that you've just beaten. At times, it almost felt like a freestyle competition. They were just letting them play with the ball, especially on the aerial plays. Blizzy got way too much time on the edge of the red box, and you just can't give your opponent that much opportunity, no matter how much you think they're any good at those plays, at solos and at mechanical plays. You've got to respect that. You've got to assume that they're going to be able to do something with the ball. Blizzy clearly capable of it. He's got the confidence. He's practiced that kind of play style. And just because it didn't work every single time doesn't mean they're not going to get the chances. And far more chances they did get. 10 shots to, I believe it was 7. Someone left the game. I think it was Abdul. So I couldn't see his shot count, but the Ice Tornado did get 5. And Yumi apparently got a goal without a shot. So maybe that's the way forward, scoring without shooting. But for Masai's sake, it's defense that they really need to shore up. They need to start getting a lot more proactive with the ball, getting forward, making sure that space is occupied. Positional pressure is just as important as ball pressure. And I hope to see them regain, try and change something up. Of course, there will not be a sweep on either side, as both teams have managed to scrape 1 win on the board. Neptunium, you can argue they got a little bit favoured in the first game. They got a little bit lucky with a couple of their goals, but you make your own luck, and Neptunium certainly did in the second. Hopefully their fortunes can change in the third, for Cynics' sake, if nothing else.
Yeah, to keep my sanity, I need my team to get back into this game now. I can't have them in this game run away from them too much. I want them to get back into it, maybe take a couple breaths, sit back. They have brought in Leon, our 4th player, in for this game, maybe to change some things around. Abdul Koda has put himself out. He's the captain, so might be a captain decision to take himself out here, as he's not feeling himself in the games. Not sure why he's taking the decision himself, or the team has taken the decision as a collective. But Oleon will be the new man in for Masai. Let's see what they can do in this game. And already they are going 1 goal down again.
And even quicker, 4 seconds faster. Sensor does extremely well here to get past. I think that was a 1v3. Just a simple dribble
He's
along the
around
wing.
the players.
And as to the reasoning of Abdul subbing himself out, or the team deciding as a whole, I did notice there was a few times I think his ping was acting up a little bit. Maybe he's got some connection issues. I'm not entirely sure. Whatever the case, Leon brought into a situation that he really needs to adapt to quickly. There's no boost here, but he managed to get it through the corner. Now he's going to block out Blizz. He does well to slow down this possession of Neptunium. It's exactly what I wanted him to do, to get in their faces Make sure they don't have the space to work with to try and play it around them. Even if you don't have any boost, just your presence in that position is added pressure for your opponent. They have to get around you. You force them into a play, and it gives you so much more of a chance. But Oleon with the backflip here allows Blizzy to get something on that ball, but with no boost, can only play it to the corner. Still though, Neptunium with the control.
Yeah, big problem with the mid-series sub-in is that you're a little bit cold. It has to get really warm really quick. Isolated now, trying with a shot, almost can get it in. Lulu didn't get bumped by Yummy, trying to send himself in towards the net. And Sensa can try and get this ball out, trying to pass to Blissey. Blissey is there with a shot. Yummy is sitting in there, ready for it. And will get it out. Isolated missing the ball. To Blue Luke, trying to get it out. Two Masai players committing for this. Sensa gets some time to take control of it, going for the pass. It's true one player, but all three sitting ready, trying to get this ball out. Blissey again controlling it backwards into Blue Luke. Has a lot of space here. He can do whatever he wants with it. Sensa going for a double tap maybe. Blissey comes and takes it, but he misses the shot.
I think he wanted to double his own. As Blue Luke cuts out an immediate counter, looking for the double attempts, possibly all going awry here for Neptunium, but it doesn't matter. The threat is what matters. They're in the driver's seat. They have the possession. They have the goal. And all they need to do is keep it in the red half of the field. They continue to do that as Blizzy with a free touch to the backboard tries to fake out, maybe for the Doomsday dish. Sensor's right there to try and clean it up, but it's a little too wayward for him to deal with as he get the back pass straight back into possession. Neptunium, Yummy with just enough boost, but he's getting pushed around, pushed away as Blizzy with the brace he was hunting for. And it's just continuous pressure. It's just drip after drip after drip. They eventually get through, and actually a nice bump here on Ice Tornado might have made that a lot easier for Blizzard to deal with. But Masai's rotation is woeful, and they're really struggling to get out of their own half.
Yeah, really ending up on the same rotations there, I feel like. They're not really communicating where they are on the field and where they are going to be. And Sensa again with a shot. And it's a 3-0 right now. 2 minutes still left on the clock. Maybe they can get it back. Hopefully they will do. But right now, looking like Neptunium has so much control on this ball. Masai is just not able to get a touch on it at the moment.
They seem like pension.
To the roof, and then down onto Ice Tornado's roof to finish it off. It's painful to see your team performing. Just gonna see if they can get back. Maybe they can get some momentum from this game, even if they can't get the win. They can always get a couple of goals, try to get this Oleon war, maybe that can do some difference for the team. Ice Tornado gonna try and get this up. We can't do it. Lulu has control of it. Gets through almost all of Masai here. Yummy's home to try and take it back out, but Sensa is still waiting on this touch, knows it's coming. Yummy can't do anything about it. Masai just missing that crucial midfield player. Don't really have anything to contest with in this midfield. And the Neptunium can do whatever they want.
Nice offensive turn though. Oleon catches it. Nice hood, nice flip over. Ice Tornado to try and follow up. Yummy's right there to get into position. Finally get on the board. They've at least made sure they have not been kept out. No clean sweep here in game 3. May only be a consolation, may only be a Brazil setup. I don't know if they've got the time, Neptunium, but we're already at the scoreline we saw in the prior game with a minute left to go. Neptunium have Masai's playbook, they have the cheat codes, they've got everything. Completely in control. Far cry from that opening game. May change fortunes in the 4th, but as it stands, it's looking like Masai are going to be fine for a draw.
Yeah, Yummy at least saying, I'm here, I want to fight, I want to win. Scoring the goals for Masai right now, but again, they get on the touch and they're not ready for it. Blissey gets the shot. Just sitting a bit too much on each other, not covering all the possibilities, not really covering all the spaces in front of the net, and just sitting on the same ball, not really what's going to happen. and Sense are just popping the ball up above both of them, and nobody's home to save it from Blizzy.
As we see, I believe the first hat-trick of the series from Blizzy, who came close in a couple games, but this is the first he's managed to do it. 3 goals to 7 shots, is clearly the striker, the main man for this Neptunium side, and he's doing his job well. A lot to say. The Neptunium right now are screaming.
Yeah,
A
Neptunium
war cry.
showing really what they want to achieve in this. Even if they are 7th, you said they got a draw earlier, if I remember correctly, and now showing again that they really seem to be starting to come together if you want them to really push for those playoff spots, and this is maybe what Neptunium is trying to achieve with these results here, that want to get into that fight for the higher positions, into that playoff spots in for the end of the season. I want to see what Masai are thinking of doing here. They need to think of something. They need to come up with something, because I see them driving around, and they're driving around on top of each other, not really finding a way around each other, not really communicating. Well, who's going back, who's taking it, and everything around it, and just getting stuck on top of each other, stacking 3 players in some situations, and it's not really working out for them at all. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to do for this last game. 2-1, a draw still on the board as always, and I'll see what they can do.
As ever, situational awareness, positional understanding, it's something that's very, very difficult in the game of Rocket League. It takes a lot of time and effort to figure out, not only for yourself, but as a team as well, as a collective. Game sense, it comes with time. Eventually, it's second nature, you figure it out. But before that, it comes down to communication and telling each other what you're doing, where you are, at almost all times on the field. As I believe we see Abdul Koda coming back in this time. It's Ice Tornado switching out. So the 3rd iteration of this roster is appearing here tonight. They're trying as much as they can, it seems like, Cynics, to get this over the line, to get something on the board. That first game looking more and more like an anomaly, looking more and more like Neptunium should have taken it. I mean, at the time, I thought they should have taken it. They had the run of things, but Messiah managed to battle back. Not so since then, as it's been at the very least a 3-goal deficit in the last 2 games. And now they've just got to throw everything at the board here, try whatever they need to, pull out whatever they have under their up their sleeves, even under their hats, and just try desperately to try and get another draw here and continue Neptunium's draw streak, as they I think it was Apprentices that they drew to back on the 25th. As that'll be this is their last game of the week. Of course, Messiah have another game, another series after this one. And,
yeah, straight after this. So
fortunes. Yeah, it's always a struggle scheduling both series on the day, because it can really go against you, especially if you end up losing the first one. But I believe we have everyone back in the lobby ready to go, and we'll get underway with our 4th and final game of the first series of the night.
yes, 4th and final game. 1 game still to play for. Still a draw to get if the team can play together. We're gonna see Ice Tornado not on the field for this one, as Abdul Koda will come back, and it's again a goal in the back, and it's even faster this game. And I don't know what to say, Victor. I don't know what...
4 seconds, then it was 38, now it's 55. A kickoff goal just to make it that much worse. It's almost as if Neptunium are starting the game with a goal. Oh my goodness! Blue Luke off the line again, as Abdul must be screaming right now. That was so close to going in. The crossbar denied him initially, then it came down once more. It could have been an even game, as this one's leveled straight in there. Old Leon is in position to prevent, I believe that was Blue Luke, finding his first goal of the game. And it's just crazy what's happening to Masai right now. They've got a 1-goal handicap every time they get into the game. Managed to stop that one on the line. They do get a nice area back down the field, but they're really struggling.
Yeah. To stabilize that a little bit more now, though, as Neptunium doesn't have as much control as it had. Now though, Neptunium trying to get it up again. Sensa missing the ball. Can't get it on, but uses jumping for the pass into the corner. Trying to pass it out. All three of Master players are out now. All Leon on the counter.
Oh, it's gone through.
And it's a 1-1. Maybe it is the first
here?
game. Back again. And
So,
I am
Sensa,
smiling again a little bit.
I'm sure
hope
you
he's
are.
back.
Even just for an equalizer, yeah, at least there's an overtime on the horizon should the status quo be maintained. But really, I don't know what happened to Neptunium there. We've seen them be so considered, so disciplined in their offensive play. But a lapse in concentration there. Sensor off the backboard, trying to pass the ball. I think he got a bit overzealous with it. Started flipping towards his teammate, Blue Luke. And Blizzy was left stranded in the midfield to watch a counter come bearing down. Or Leon finally gets his first goal on the ball, but Blizzy not wanting to be outshone, tries to get it back down the field, finds Sensor in the mid and instead, but they lose control of the ball. Now back down the other side. Abdul with time, his teammate will be taken out of the play. You're gonna have to do it all alone, Abdul, unless you can find Yumi and find the back of the net for the lead. He gets on the score. Blizzy gives it back to him. Masai with the lead, and I'm sure your smile just got a little bit wider.
Yeah, beautiful blast there from Undercourt. Just straight onto the front of Yummy, and he can just slide it into the other side of the net.
Blizzy?
I've got to say. Sorry?
I was just mentioning Blizzy. Almost got a great touch there across the midfield.
Oh, really? I
Looking dangerous
wasn't
on the
watching the
counter.
game, sorry.
Oh no, I
forgetting what's going on. The Blizzy
didn't expect you to be doing that.
Oh, Leon can't get it out, but it drops down to Abdulkader trying to get it out now. But Blue Luke comes from the back and demos him. Blizzy can take. Getting the save out and getting a shot from the other side, but Blue Luke is. Now, Masai does stop the up commit a little bit, but Jummy can't take control of it. And again, I see Masai players are driving a little bit on each other again. Hopefully, they can sort themselves out, get back into rotations. You know, Blizzy does get a free shot, but can't really put it onto the net. And he's calming down again, maybe a little bit. Abdulkader alone here in defense has to do it all to. It's equalized again with 2 minutes left on the clock. 2-2 is the score.
Just a little too static here from Masai's defense, despite how they've stepped up a little here in Game 4. They looked marginally better on defense. They managed to hold off for much longer, but they had no front post presence there and they're just far too slow to react to the play. There's been an equalizer for Neptunium this time around. As he gets his name back on the board, this one gets through again, but Blue Luke puts it all the way down the other end of the field. Not what he wanted, ends up just being a back pass to Sensor and they get away with it. Abdul was marauding towards him to try and get some sort of touches in position. He had to try and get a redirect on target, but not going to get any power off of it. And Yumi does get beaten through the midfield once more. Blizzy with control, he recovers back to Abdul, but he's just going to pass it to the midfield. That's always risky off your corner. There's a triple commit here. Leon, Yumi and Abdul all over one another, just scrambling to get that ball out of their own half. You said it, Xenix. They're just on top of each other too much. They need to spread out and make sure they're getting in position to stop these chances from Neptunium, but they're on the front foot right now.
Yeah, so far still a draw game. Yummy here almost can get to it, but Blue Luke gets it out just in time. Sensor can take control of this now, get this ball to the other side of the field. Oh, Leon will not get the touch he wants. Jumping for it, but doesn't get it. Leon with the save! And we're still in the game. It's still 2-2. No goal yet, but it's really, really close for Neptunium to take control of this last game as well. Still a little bit on top of each other again. Masai, as they can't really get a hold of where they want to be on this field. Where should they be? And they need to be ready for the passes and the touches from the other team and their own team. not to forget them. Yummy choice for the pass here, maybe even a shot. Didn't really go in though. Out of the quarter can control this. Choice for a shot, can't really do much. Tracy tries for a shot.
But it's looking close as it's back up the field here. Sensor with the final chance. Blizzy pre-jumps to try and get a touch across, but it's the aerial. He does it all himself. Sensor picks up his brace from the other half of the field. I don't know if they assumed that Blizzy was going to get past to here. Leon was wide of this mark. Actually ended up being Yummy that did get beaten at the final moment. As 2 seconds left, a kickoff goal will be necessary from Masai to get the overtime, but it's killed dead on the line. Neptunium at the death, clutch victory, a 3-1 win over their opponents here. And it was basically the opposite. It was the mirror to the first game. It was, I mean, it wasn't exactly a 0-second buzzer beater as Masai got, but it was close enough. And it was a heartbreaker for Shaman Esports. I'm sure yourself, Cynics, but you've got to give it to Neptunium. They held on. Even when they weren't playing their best, they managed to find a way through. They are victors here.
Yeah, I gotta give it to the Neptunium boys that played really, really well and controlled. They really managed to control this midfield. Like Masai couldn't really get any control of it at all. Especially in game 2 and 3, I feel like they were not really present in the midfield at all. Neptunium just able to collect these almost passes from the Masai boys that are trying to get the ball out and just control it back into the dangerous areas of the Masai corner. And I gotta give it to them. They had a really good passing place. They really passed it really well in for to get these goals and opportunities. But I also gotta give it up to the Masai boys. They really tried hard. They didn't really find the footing they wanted. Maybe gotta see how they do for the next series, as they do have another series after this. So I want to see if they can reset their momentum a little bit, get back into the game. And it's going to be interesting to see what they can pull out for the next series.
It takes a humble and wise man to praise their opponents, even when they're victorious, even when they're standing over you, gloating Cynics. And I praise you for that. Masai did the best that they could, and in a couple of games really kept it close. And I think they showed their character there. They didn't give up. I think that's what's important to note. They did just get outright beaten in the second and third game, but they came back stronger in the fourth, and they just couldn't quite get exactly what they wanted out of this series. But Neptunium, worthy winners, and hopefully, as you say, they can reset their mental regain and make a mark in the second series. Sai, who is that against in the table?
I am not really sure. I haven't really checked in a while. I can check real quick. Should be DSQ, if I'm not. No, that's a scrim. Sorry. And they have a game against Mischief. Right after
all
this.
The way up in third. That is going to be very difficult. Team that's positive 11-9 right now. This is the second match of the week as well, but they are on a loss, so there is a chance here for Masai to take a number from Mischief, keep them on that losing streak. But we shall have to see. That will not be on stream, of course. We'll be moving on to the Master Tier for our next series. It will be Heck versus Illusion, another hopefully the next series will be just as exciting, because if that is anything to go by, start as you mean to go on, then this night can only get better. Of course, it will be myself and Cynics for that second series as well. But yeah, not much more to say, Cynics, unless you've got anything extra to add after that series.
No, I don't think I have anything more to mention, other than that it's going to be really interesting to see this master play. Hopefully getting up in those play styles, maybe a little bit more control, maybe a little bit faster play. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the master players can do. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
It is indeed. Well, that'll be it for the Challenger tier tonight. We'll move on to Master very shortly. We'll be back very soon for some more RSC action. Don't go anywhere.
Artificial love. Artificial love. Artificial love.
I would never wait for something to let it go to waste, with everything at stake. I thought I would take it all back. I just wanna make this thing last, but we're running out of time. We were doing alright, holding on, but I'm losing the fight. Could we run away? I know if we just hit ground, running, closing off all the world with no light coming in, bending before we break. Don't you know you and me, we can run away. You and me, we can run away. Run away, run away. You and me, we can run away. You and me, we can run away. You would never stay for someone that wasn't worth the wait. Counting down the days. I know when I'm moving onward, I just wanna trust in your word, but we're running out of time. We were doing alright, holding on, but I'm losing the fight. Could we run away? I know if we just hit ground, running, closing off all the world with no light coming in, bending before we break. Don't you know you and me, we can run away. You and me, we can run away. Run away, run away. Check. You and me, we can run away. You and me, we can run away. I think it's dawned on me that you ain't coming back. I've lost my chance to see us find our way back. And in the end, amidst these trying times, I'll always try to find you. I'll lie to you to find the truth that you hold back. So stay with me. You know that I'll follow. I can't breathe. Together we'll fall apart. Stay here right we'll start again. So stay with me. Together we'll fall apart. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah. No, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll me solid, not falling apart. Things never not okay when you were mine. You used to be honest, not pulling my heartstrings. Every other day you change your mind. Cause when you're high, you call me like I'm lonely. Some kind of little toy for you to wind up when you land in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed like that. Getting busier and busier, so disobedient.
I'm the storm that meets the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Do you think you are? Who do you think you
At 12, we're in week 3 of league play. It's the final stream of the week. We've already had one match on the docket tonight in the Challenger tier between Neptunium and Masai. Neptunium narrowly took that one with a last gasp winner over Masai, much to the chagrin of my co-caster Cynics, the GM and the master of the Shaman Esports franchise. But he has to lick his wounds. He has to dry his eyes because we've got to move on. It's to the Master tier. Alongside me, Cynics, first time we've casted together, your debut in the RSC. How are you finding it so far?
It's been really fun so far. I mean, it's been some great games. Maybe we had some really fun goals and some really fun situations, and also like the overtimes were like almost overtime. So the 0-second ones were really fun as well. So it's been really fun so far. I'm looking forward to these master games to see if how these guys play, and cast these guys going to be really fun, especially
Nice.
since getting into this.
Yeah, it's quite a diverse group. The Master tier from the 1700s up to the 1900s, and a team that was my old stomping ground last season in Heck. The Ox Gaming outfit versus Illusion, the Illusory Esports Master. Illusion were in 5th. That has now changed. Heck are in 7th, and Illusion still in 5th. But Surinara, you know, they got up into that 6th position, just one above Heck, and now they're split. So there's a game difference between Illusion and Heck. These are the last two teams to. As yeah, I'm correct. Look at the league database. So things will be settled after this one, but I still think it's going to be a very close affair. Only 2 goals between them in the goal difference. Only a game between. Mentioned that you kind of know the Master tier. You don't know these players all that well, but some have really made a name for themselves in this season. Well, not in this season, in this league. D-Lynch especially is one that I can call out because he's a former champion of the Master tier, of course. The man Dutz, he was my former teammate, Dirty Diving Distracting Dutz, fantastic guy. He was he called me out in the team chats, like, oh my god, I'm being casted by Vector. You know, he likes to shout me out, and I'm just going to shout him out as well. But is there any that stand out to you, Cynics, despite not knowing the specific players?
I mean, D-Lynch I've seen, and Dutz I've seen as well in ERS. I haven't seen them play, but I've seen them around the teams. I've been talking. D-Lynch is one of the admins or moderations there, so I've seen them around the place, but I haven't seen them play. Emma is the only one I think I've seen actually play on the field, so it's gonna be interesting to see what she can do. I don't remember if I've played. I think I played against her as well in the ERS. So also been a little bit of an opponent against her, so it's going to be interesting to see how she's going to stack up against this team of D-Lynch and Dutz.
Hopefully, indeed, it's a big jump from the Challenger to the Master tier 3. In fact, Then Challenger, Rival, Elite, and then Masters. Initial plays here from Tommy, stopped on the line by Opticals. Quick start for Heck, trying to get on the board. D-Lynch, called me out.
Can't do it. Opticals now though. Really just calling you out again. Ben-B trying to control his ball. D-Lynch jumped for it but missed miserably. Tommy now with a pass onto the backboard, but Opticals are there to take it out. That's trying to get to it. Ben-B is there first, getting another touch into the middle. Tommy is there for the shot, but hits the crossbar. D-Lynch now getting out to the other side, getting some passing pace of Turts, passing it back, but it's not really the best pass he could have gone. And it's just open in for the middle. Tommy and Emma both jumping for it with a double commit. And it's dropping down into mid again, but Turts can get it out. And maybe going directly into the other side. Only Ben-B back. He's pre-jumping this. He gets the touch out. It's really good pre-jump by Ben. And D-Lynch now trying to take control, but Tommy is faster to it.
It's incredible to see just how clearly the speed is picked up. How rapid these players can move. How consistent they are with their touches and their control. As Tommy does find Emma here to try and push it back down the field. Can only put it to the backboard. Dutz is able to get it touch across. This one's going to be passed down. Maybe a 1-2-3, but they didn't decide to send it back to Ben-B at the third man. Emma to try and keep control here. Does eventually find a teammate as a triple commit from Heck on the line. Does keep this equal. But they're getting a little bit woeful here on defense. A little bit skittish. Not understanding exactly when they need to challenge. Emma has the time. Get it over. D-Lynch trying to go for the double tap, but actually ends up getting bumped as Dutz and Opticals double commit once more. They're not getting punished here. You really should think they should be, with the amount of possession that Illusion have. The pressure that they have is a great touch by Tommy off the wall. Emma couldn't capitalize, but they still have control.
Yeah, a bit not really coming together here for Heck. They can't really get control of the ball. Illusion has a lot of pressure on them, but D-Lynch tried for a good shot but couldn't get on target. Ben just getting that out now, trying to get some control of it but can't really get control. Dutz isn't done. Can't really get that either. D-Lynch now on the backboard gets a bad touch, but Opticals can save him. Trying to get this ball out but misses. Emma tries for the shot but can't really hit it either. It's really close, but no goals. Yeah, Opticals gets a demo. Dutz takes the goal away from him. But we are 1 goal up for Heck. Even though Illusion had a lot of control in this beginning of the game, they couldn't get the goals in. And
severely against the run of play. It's surprising. They only really needed 1 push. And Dutz not being the one to be the demo here, not what I'm used to. He's the dirty diving, distracted demo, distributing Dutz. I gave him all those names. He proudly displays it in his about on Discord. And that's what I know of him as a player, but it was his teammate there to break it through and Dutz to end up getting the accolade of the goal. And as I said, against the run of play, unexpected. Illusion have had all the control and had the run of things.
Be interesting to see what Illusion can answer to this. Opticals gets a free touch again. Does trying for the demo as you've always liked of him, but can't really get it. Ben-B now with the ball, trying to get past D-Lynch, but can't really do it. Emma will be get control of this ball again. Illusion trying to get past these Heck players, but can't really get it past the last guy. And not really getting to those crucial shots, crucial opportunities in front of the net. Opticals now trying to drive this ball out himself. No teammate with him. Emma can't really get a good touch on it. Ben-B now tries to answer. Tommy to Ben-B to Tommy. Nay. D-Lynch gets it instead. Opticals going for the bump again, but can't get it. Emma just gets the touch out. Dutz can't get it either. Now, almost like the Challenger players, they are on top of each other, just as Masai was a couple of minutes ago. And Ben-B gets a free shot, can't really get it in, but D-Lynch doesn't really get the save. And we
Desperation.
do get the equalizer. 1-1, 50 seconds left.
Yeah, they're just rushing here. Ben-B does well, has the speed to get up to this ball, but it's really not that much of a threat. He's on target, but I think it could have been dealt with. D-Lynch just dives on it, hoping for the best, ends up putting it in the back of his own net and gives Illusion the equalizer. Really, they didn't need any help. He's been doing quite well on the offensive side of the field. needs to create opportunity, to create threat. Not much more from it as Dust as well to keep this in the red half of the field. Benby to beat Emma is right there to pick it up. Doesn't quite the best touch, and Opticals is able to get a touch out as well, but not quite the clearest clear as it gets through back to the goal line. Just one demo there to create a smoke screen and make sure Heck don't get scored upon once more. 15 seconds to go. Duts across to D-Lynch. She's not going to get a shot on target as Benby is there to try and put a dagger in Heck's hearts. Will it be an overtime? The first of the night. We almost had one in the Challenger series, but this time it is going to be, unless they can keep it up. Opticals opts too as Emma is right there for the follow-up. It's going to be a miss. And D-Lynch chooses to keep it alive. They don't want to get this to overtime, Cynics. They want to end it right here as Opticals with the buzzer beater. Will it be? Duts is cut out on the edge of the box. OT it is.
So close with no cigar for the Heck guys. Has to really put on the
Oh,
pressure
no.
there, but
Oh,
no! Put it into his own net. Can't get the touch.
Pain.
And only 3 seconds into the overtime. Illusion are going to bring it home with the 2-1.
Deja vu.
Deja vu again. Do we count this as an OT? Is that an OT?
No. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
That's just one of the weird things about Rocket League, because D-Lynch is forced into a second own goal. You can't really put it past him there. It was on target. He had to do anything he could to get back to the ball, but really the mistake was on the kickoff. Benby won't mind it though. He gets his brace in whatever way that he can, and Illusion take game 1 in the way that they can. As I don't know, did they deserve it? It's hard to say. They had the run of things, as I said, for most of that game, at least for the first half of the game, and Heck got one against the run, and they managed to get on the ball. But then, of course, the own goal came through, and maybe that dented their hopes a little bit. But Illusion found a way, and all it took was a kickoff, apparently. That's where they seem to be strongest, Illusion. They are above Heck in the table, only by 1 game, well, now 2. And so you can argue that they're slightly better just because of that, but this was still a close run thing. It reminded me very much of Challenger. It was a 1-1, I believe, in that first game as well. We just didn't see the overtime. Or was it? It might have been. It was 3-2, wasn't it? It went to a 2-2 from Yumi's goal, and then the buzzer beater at the end. But it was still extremely close, and because it was a low scoring affair, you could tell that we're in Master. You could tell that the level has just stepped up that much more. Of course, we did see 2 own goals, so maybe that's wrong. Maybe not. Maybe Forbidden Temple will tell us otherwise.
Yeah, a lot of hard situations, I gotta say, that players found themselves in, but almost always being able to pull themselves together and get that ball out. But just in the end, D-Lynch not able to get those 2 crucial saves that he needed. Illusion capitalized on them, and it's now Emma again early in the game, tries for a shot, does miss it. Ben was ready for the shot but couldn't get it in. And D-Lynch now trying to get it out, but Emma already up. Getting it to the side, Dudes for a pass off it. Couldn't get it through. Ben now past everyone. Tommy does just have to slot this in. And for only 30 seconds into the game, now Illusion showing some really good playing as they go 1-0 up. Heck did go 1-0 up in the first game. Illusion answering now, if I do remember. No? Was it Illusion that started the goal scoring in the first game as well?
It was Heck that went up. It was against Illusion because they had the control.
Illusion take their turn to start off the goal scoring. And we are 1-0 up with only 30 seconds gone. A little bit flashback to the Challenger games, and does play reset because couldn't get it on the target though. Such a good pass, such a good opportunity, but couldn't finish it out. Now Emma, Ben missing. Tommy goes for the shot, but couldn't really get anything on target. Opticals, sorry. Getting that ball out though. Now Emma trying, gets a couple of touches. All 3 up from the Heck team. Going on a little bit on the same rotation, but Tommy, caught off guard. Duts gets a free touch, but can't get his fingers in touch. We're still 1-0 up for Illusion. Just crucial last touches that can't really finish it off.
They can't do right for doing wrong. First time they got scored on was from a passing play in the midfield. They took that risk. D-Lynch wasn't back to deal with the follow-up play. Now they can't even get a shot across the other half of the field. It's a double commit here. Does find its way to Opticals. They get away with this one. So it'll be to the side wall. He's going to look for a teammate, and D-Lynch is there, but it's a little too shallow. As Dutz does get back in time for the shot. It was a little weak. A little piddler right down the middle, but it's enough. As they equalized, Tommy rotated a little bit too wide, and then Opticals was just in the way. Side flips, panicking to get anything he can on that ball. We'll get nothing. Dutz opens his scoring account once more in game 2. And it's just continuing to be an equal game, but a lot of chances being spurned here. I feel like there could be a lot more consistency here from both sides, but Illusion looking like the ones that are struggling right now.
Illusion almost
Never
gets
mind.
the goal. As
way
they do
too
get
close.
a chance immediately as you say that. Dealings though, trying to go to the other side. Opticals takes it off him. Can't really get the touch in. I feel like it's just these crucial last touches that needs to fit for the teams to just get these opportunities. Dealings trying to take it out, but Emma is ready for it. Trying to get it out to the middle, but can't really do it. Benby there to answer. Puts it high, but Opticals is already up. Oh, does miss the ball, does. Also missing the ball, can't really control this.
No one expected
Again. Good pass from Ben. Emma can't finish it though, but Toy is there above the goal. Benby again, ready for it. Maybe takes control of it a little bit. Dealing is a bit slow to the play, but almost gets it up. 2 players going up for Heck. All 3 players now in the corner. Tommy trying to get it on target, but can't really do it. And again, Illusion trying to put some pressure on this Heck team, but they barely just surviving for now. But Ben, a clean shot into the net. And I do believe it was Dutz in the net, not really able to get a touch on it. Maybe a little bit too far back in the net.
You can see that coming from a mile away. It was right there. We saw it from Dutz's perspective. At least I did in the director cam. And Tommy was just in the perfect position to get the shot away. It might have been Ben, my mistake. But yeah, as you said, Dutz just a little bit too deep in that net. Wasn't able to react in time as the lead is re-established for Illusion. I mentioned at the beginning of the first game, Dealinch called me out at the start of this. He wanted me to root for him because he's Irish, and I don't know why. He thinks I have some sort of a loyalty to the Irish peoples, or to him in particular. I do like the accent, mate, but it doesn't translate to Rocket League skill. He's been kind of the resident goalkeeper for Heck in this series so far. I think he got like 2 or 3 saves in the first game. He's got 4 here, but goals win games, not saves. As it could be another one here from Opticals. Was this a 1-2 passing play back and forth? He gets it off the ceiling, takes it behind him. Dealinch gets into position to send it back forward to him. That was an incredible passing play by Heck to get them back into this game. And Illusion are starstruck.
Yeah, Illusion just standing by, watching as it all happens. Opticals and Dealings just jump past them. Gets this beautiful, beautiful passing play, and they don't know what to do about it. What is happening here though? Dealings jump past the ball, but it's not in.
Lucky.
It's all good. Dealings can take it out, but what is happening here now? Then Ben does get a touch, but couldn't really control it. Dutz can get it out. Emma now to try and get this started, but can't really do it. Dutz gets another touch, going for it again. Can't really get connection on it though. Dealings again, home sole defender to try and get this ball out. Dutz has to save it out. Benby now trying to get this attack going again. Harsh up in the middle. Nobody really there for Heck, but nobody there to take the shot from Illusion either. Now again, Emma with its pass into middle, but can't really finish it. I think this is what we see from the Master. A lot of passing plays, but nothing yet really bearing fruit, as the Saviors are always there to bring it out.
Did you see the passing play between Opticals and Dealinch? Not bearing fruit. This is a veritable orchard. I mean, it may only have been one, but that's all you need. At least that's all they needed for the equalizer, is another overtime staring us in the face. Can it be taken away by either side? I don't know if it's going to be a Heck and an Opticals. Yes, it is. I cursed it again. I did it again, Cynics. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I speak, because apparently I have some sort of divine effect on the outcome of these games, as Opticals finds his brace. He's the bottom of his team, by the way, and he's got 2 goals. Just let that sink in. As it sinks in, the Illusion are likely to lose this game unless they can find some sort of strength on kickoff. They did in the first game, then they do it again. They get the run of things here, but it's going to be awkward. The possession is not in their favor. A big demo opens up space. Smoke screen for Tommy, kept alive by Opticals. They want another one unless Opticals fakes it out. Makes the wound that much worse. As they get kicked down, and Heck just about hold on. It was a surprise to see, to be honest. It was completely even for the entire game, it seemed like. Illusion had a lot more shots. Oh my goodness, 5 shots for Heck. And
Yeah, a lot of shots,
I
nothing
think it
really
was
on
11 or
target, I feel
12
like.
for Illusion. I mean, even if it's not on target, it's threat. You know, it seeps into the back of your mind, and you start to think, you know, should we be more defensive? Just by virtue of the fact that they're a lot stronger on offense and they spend a lot more time on offense. But as you said, they need that consistency and that clinicalness to have a better chance of it. Having that many shots and only having 2 goals from it, it's not positive. Your shooting accuracy is going to plummet, and it's going to result in your opponent getting more clear-cut chances, shall we say. We saw a great passing play to finish it off, and then eventually Opticals with his second goal to get Heck in the lead. And I'm starting to believe a bit more in the Irish cause now, D-Lynch. And you're doing your part on defense, as is Dutz. He got 3 saves as well. So a lot of those shots were saved. You've got to say, 7 of them. Heck are doing well, and they put a marker down here on Forbidden Temple. Can they continue to charge forward on Sovereign Heights?
Yeah, it must be tough for the Illusion side to have all these shots and no goals on net.
Frustrating.
It's just gotta be tough to keep up that momentum when nothing is going in and you're shooting and shooting, but nothing really works. You gotta see those goals coming in for the Illusion side if they want to keep up in this series. Now, I do believe it's 1-1 as the score, as Dutz gets a touch again here. Now gets almost past all the 3 players from Illusion. Emma, though, can take control of this. Does get a little bit of a weird touch into the middle. Tommy to a little bit for past the Ben. And all that, can't really get control of the ball, anyone. The D-Lynch can ram this to the other side of the field, but Opticals can't really get a touch on it. Almost a nice passing play there again for Heck. Maybe trying to relive the golden moment from last game.
I'd love to see another. Passing plays are my favourite. Field and finding one another. I believe I had a little bit of packet loss there. Might have just been my end. But the game has remained in status quo as this was pinched across. Opticals does extremely well to read this ball. Recovers from the pinch 50.
Heck very fast up on this backboard and clearing the balls out to the side when it gets into the dangerous areas. D-Lynch trying for the shot, but can't really get there in time. Maybe if he got it a little bit earlier, they could have been in a dangerous situation. Emma to get this ball in. No one there though to help her. Dutz can clear this ball out. Opticals already up for the passing play. Maybe a double touch. Can't really get it. Ben gets a crucial touch to the side. Gets the ball out of contention for the Heck side. Now Emma to control it, but can't miss. Ben now instead gets the ball out into the dangerous areas. Going for a thump. He doesn't get it, but Ben misses the touch. Tommy there to answer it.
Phew.
And he goes back and forth, only just getting it in the end. Maybe a little bit lucky with the bounce and the post,
it was just a pass, as we saw there, calculated from Ben B in the team chat. Obviously, mate, it was just a pass off the post. You got to stack up those assists. That's where the accolades are. That's where the glory comes from. Assisting your teammates, finding that team play. They just about managed to take the lead, but it's going to be immediately taken away as, once again, we see Dutz open the scoring for his team, and I think that was Opticals to take out Emma, if I'm not mistaken.
So
no, in fact, it was
running around the field there, getting
went hunting.
a crucial demo.
We
are 1-1, 3 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. A lot of time to play with still. Emma trying for a double touch, but couldn't really get it down. Dutz now he tried to get it out, doesn't really get it. Opticals trying to move up this field. D-Lynch slowing it down a bit. Gets it past 2. Opticals to try and get this further. Takes a touch, but Ben B is there to get it out. D-Lynch to the other side. Opticals with a touch. Dutz can't really get the shot, but a really good pass by Opticals. Really takes the Illusion defense out of position there. Ben B gets an aerial demo. Very interesting to see. Dutz already up for this. Gets only 1 touch though as Emma puts it back into mid. Opticals is up, but a bit of ping pong play here as all the teams don't really want to control it. Opticals with almost a really nice shot. We've got the control of that. Tommy now to get to the other side. Dutz standing ready for it. Does get the ball out. Opticals now to get to the other side. Ben B to answer. Emma gets space, but she's backwards. Does get a ball out. Nice from the area from Emma. Gets the control of it on Dutz. Tommy to try and take a double hit for himself. But nothing really on net yet for the Illusion side.
Great fake.
He's barely staying alive here. Gets it to the other side. Ben B, the only defender to take this out, but does control it. As it is a bit awkward here from the Illusion side. Opticals with a nice pass, trying to find dots in the middle, but can't really find them. Dealinch now to take control. Hard pass into mid, but Opticals can't really connect with it. The Illusion side barely staying alive now. With some really nice passing plays from the Hex side. But no goals yet. 1 minute left. Opticals with a big miss, and it's going to be able to slot it in.
I think you're a liar, Cynics.
Miss. Sorry?
I think you're a liar. You said there were no goals. No goals in the Emma just right there. Emma with what I like to call the treadmill, although not that quite powerful as Optical's attempt earlier on in the game. As Illusion do take the lead once more. Quite late.
Maybe
there's been some weird plays.
I also cast the curse on myself by saying it's not no goals in this series.
And there's another one.
And there's another one.
Every time you say no goals, a goal's gone.
Should I say no more
keep
goals
saying it,
this game.
and we'll get double digits eventually. It's well played by Opticals to get this around the defender. I think Emma was demoed out and only just got back in time. Returned to the land of living to see the ball sailing into the back of her net, and back into an equal game. 2-2 here. Neutral kickoff allows Emma to get it to the sidewall. Bemby will be speedy enough to get a double tap. It's going to bounce not quite awkwardly enough for Tommy to catch it, but Opticals does well to get it back out, gets in front of the ball as well. Great defense, great clearance, but still to no avail as Illusion have control to get the ball down. Bemby is there with the shot on target. You want passing plays? We got passing plays. Incredible here from Illusion. Fantastic control from Emma. Knows exactly where she wants to put that ball, and Bemby is backwards. I didn't even see that. Style points there to finish that one off.
Beautiful touch.
All three of Illusion's players score. With a minute left.
In the top of the net. Yeah, 50 seconds left. And
really
it's 2-3 again. Almost at Bemby.
Oh.
Can it be? Can it be? It's another net.
Oh.
Emma to finish it up, stealing it again from her teammate there. Just finishing these opportunities, maybe padding the stats a little bit. She wants those points for maybe the player of the week. What do I know?
That's where it's at.
Fantasy League, that's where it's at, yeah. Bemby does get an awkward touch here. Can Dealinch get there? Tommy just in time to get it out. And almost with another goal. Opticals gets into the middle. Nobody really there, but Emma can just get it out again. Illusion 2 times now, saving it just in time. As Dealinch gets a big touch into the middle. Opticals clean it to the side. Couldn't really get a better touch on it. Dots just pushing it up into the ceiling. Couldn't get a better touch either.
Nasty.
Only Opticals left to defend. He gets a little bump. Emma is there to take a shot.
Vicious.
I do believe Dealinch also did get a little bit of a touch on that one. Finishing with 3 own goals now, if you want to call it that. But almost impossible save for him. Can't really call him out for it.
It was basically in the net when he touched it.
Yeah.
But what does matter is Emma with a hat-trick. 3 goals for 3 shots. Really stepped up here. I thought she was a little out of the limelight in the last 2 games. She was doing the diligent work, but it was really me, Bemby, and Tommy that were doing the most of things. She really stepped up in this 3rd game on Sovereign Heights, make it 5-2. Massive statement considering the way that the first 2 games went. Tight affairs, and then they just changed something. Yeah, they really switched something up. Illusion. I mean, it may have just been Emma turning a monitor on and actually holding a controller the right way up. She gets 3 goals, an assist, and 2 saves as well, doing absolutely everything. 1 cycle there for Emma. Great contributions by her teammates as well, but a charge forward, as I said. And I'm just excited to see what they're going to be able to do, to respond to this, because they got. Was it the first game? I've completely forgot. It's been so long since the first game. It feels like that I forgot who took the first and who took the second. Well, I know it's 2-1.
Illusion to finish the first one, and then Heck to come back in the second game.
Yeah, so it's back and forth.
And
Heck
finally,
tracks.
The shots paying off for the Illusion side, getting 5 goals in this one. Maybe just that pressure from Illusion of all these shots that they're taking, just getting to the Heck side. They got a lot of saves in last game. Only 1 save this game, though. They had, I believe, 7 saves last game. So maybe The pressure from the Illusion side is getting a little bit too much from the Hex side to handle, as we are getting into the 4th game for the win or for the draw. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do, as does almost get, it's a free shot, can't get it, but Homie's there to save it. Did get bumped off the ball, but still managed to get to it again. Emma trying to get the ball out. Got to say, this is not the best map for my way of casting. I've got a post in my way.
What, is it too dark? It's Beckwith Batman, it's a staple. This is it's a great map for the 4th and final game of this series. As you said, either a draw or a victory. Heck, battling to maintain the gap, should we say, between these two teams. Should Illusion win this final game, they'll make it now 2 games ahead of Heck in the table. Should Heck bring it back, then they'll still be a game apart and still keep things interesting going into the 4th week. Halfway through the season, some things really start to shape up, take form, should we say, in terms of where players and teams find themselves in the table. Is a great play once again by Tommy. Finds his way through that corner. Demo as well, opened things up. His pass dealing, just past Duts. It's just far too quick, and Ben-B is right there in the wing to clean it up. They get the opening goal, and as it stands, go-ahead victory.
Yeah, the Heck players finding themselves a bit on top of each other. They couldn't really get into the positions they wanted, and in the end, Tommy to slot the pass into the middle. It's a beautiful pass. The Heck players wasn't ready for it. You can see what the Heck players can get back on this though. Illusion already on the offensive again. Opticals put it to the side. Not the best touch, but it's a good enough touch. Duts now to slow it down a bit. Gets it over 1. Opticals can't get a touch on it. Emma to go on it. Tommy is attacking dealing. Maybe he's a little bit angry for the demos from the last game. But Ben-B does get a touch into middle again. Tommy to answer, he doesn't get the shot that he wants though. Dealing to take it out, gets it over 1, gets it over 2. Opticals to pass it into the middle, but Ben-B strong in the back end. Up to Tommy now, gets a touch, he gets another touch. It's a beautiful play by Tommy. Just gets up on that touch from Ben-B and just slots it in.
Off the reset as well. Brilliant.
Brilliant play by Tommy, I believe.
Was indeed. Pass across from Ben-B, sends it up the field. Tommy to pick it up with the reset. Needed that to be quick enough to send it past the desperate defenders, hurtling back. Ben-B finds another touch here. Opticals opts to leave it. His teammates on the backboard had faith in their ability to clear it out, as they do. Now back up the field, dealing to fake out. Opticals takes it off his hood. I don't think that was communicated. And they're really starting to make a few mistakes here, Heck, in terms of their positioning and decision making, shall we say, is, oh my goodness gracious! Tommy was the progenitor of this play. He gets way too much space in the midfield. No one challenges, but he pops it up over 1 into the crossbar, and somehow, some way, Emma reads that ball like it was yesterday. Gets it off the crossbar into the back of the net. A 3-goal lead. Make it 4. Off kickoff, Ben-B for his brace. What have Illusion done? What is in the water that they are drinking? They have turned up the heat, and Heck are sizzling right now.
Yeah, Illusion just turning it up for this last game, just pulling away completely. 4-0 with half the game left. Still a lot of time for Heck to come back, but they need to start finding something, and they need to find it soon. Otherwise, this game is almost over and done already. But Ben-B with a nice touch to Tommy again, but he can't really find the Opticals, just saves it out again. Maybe this pressure from Illusion is finally paying off, as all these shots and targets are finally going in. Ooh. Tommy with another, almost getting past the Heck defense, is scrambling to get together now. As just pressure and pressure from this Illusion side just keep on mounting on. And Heck plays again, a little bit Masai play as they get together, all 3 of them, into the midfield. Can't really get this out. Dealing just gets a touch though. Maybe mounting an offense here.
Seems like there's so much self-belief here from Illusion. So many aerial plays. All 3 of them have got the mechanics to attempt it. Doesn't always come off, but when it does, it's spectacular and it's devastating for Heck's chances of getting back into this. You said they still had time. That was about a minute and a half ago. You know, time moves quick in Rocket League, and you have to be taking the chances that you're getting. There's few and far between of this beam for Heck. Another one goes barreling through, but Dealing to stop the first time of asking Tommy to flick it straight back out. Wemby is here to try and clean up. And Dutz gets faked out. Tommy's right there in the back line. Dealing has to do this all alone, but he's in a 2v1 and is not going to be in position. Neither will his teammate. Make it 5. Make it 2 for Tommy, as it's just from strength to strength for Illusion, but bad to worse for Heck as they are capitulating here. Dutz has only 80 points. I don't like to call you out, mate, but he's really, really struggling here. Dealing with another 3 saves to his name. He's been a diligent defender, but as I stated in Game 2, you need goals as well. You need to find your way through on the offensive side. But right now, their defensive side has all but disappeared.
Tommy again almost finding the back of the net. They keep on the pressure. He's just not letting off, even though they're 5-0 up with only 45 seconds left. Still just keep on mounting this pressure.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
Keep doing it.
Of course, it's missing, but Emma can't put the ball in the net and just.
They need the goal difference.
Really to put it out. Dutz trying to get a Hail Mary, but can't hit it back on the net. Emma's there to clear it out, and Opticals now has to gather the ball again with 24 seconds left. And I gotta say, this game is almost all but over. Opticals trying to get something on. Can't do it though, as Emma just solid as ever.
Ooh.
As I say that though,
nope.
Almost gets a 50 back on the net. Nobody back to save this. If Opticus can put it on, almost gets the double touch. Would have been beautiful if it did. But
looking for a clip of the week in one of their worst defeats. Something, some sort of consolation, some sort of grace to give themselves at the end of this series, but they will have none of it as a clean sheet for Illusion in the 5th game, the 4th game, even the 5th goal, 5-goal game in the final. I don't know what happened to Hecky. I want to say that Illusion just turned up, just figured out the formula. And like I said, I mentioned they had so much self-belief and so much confidence. It was evident that they were able to make those plays, and they were never hesitant about going for those aerials, going for those high-risk plays, especially. But because they had that trust in each other and they had that consistency with the play, they just never looked like they were in a bad position. They almost always had someone ready for the ball, and even the chances that Heck had at the end of the game there, that was just Illusion stepping off the pedal. It wasn't like they were playing worse. They just knew that they'd won the game. They didn't need to worry about it. I did mention that pad the stats. Goal difference at the end of the season can make a big difference, and there were only a couple goals apart, I believe it was, in the table. So every single more goal that Illusion can get ahead of Heck here, and a 5-0 at the end of the game is absolutely massive. It's huge, and it could be monumental at the end of the season, as I said. But that was just a thorough and complete performance there by the Illusory Esports side against Heck. Commiserations, but sort of a similar situation to the Challenger match, where they were quite close for a lot of it, except for the last game, of course, because it was a 3-2. But at times, one side just completely turned it up, and it was either deal with the heat or get out of the kitchen. Heck certainly couldn't, and congratulations to Illusion. They played their hearts out there.
Yeah, just Heck finding themselves on the back foot a lot. I feel like they just found themselves having to try and save the ball left and right. Just couldn't get any real positional play and keep the momentum going up and turning your defensive into an offensive. Maybe like carrying the ball out together with the team, and maybe some passing plays to just help each other get the ball out. Instead, Heck just trying to get save after save to try and stop the Illusion onslaught as they kept on mounting on this offense, at least in the last game, was just powering through. And I gotta say, the speed of the Illusion attack was a bit mounting for the Heck side there.
It certainly was. And I don't know, did you enjoy that series as your first ever Master Cast, Cynics? Were you expecting it to go that way, or was it kind of unexpected that Heck fell apart as much as they did at the end there?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised about the last game, as it was so even in the first, at least first and second game. I can say that it was very close. It was really fun to see all the playing the plays with the passing plays and a really nice goal by the D-Lynch and Opticals there, if I remember his name correctly. It was really nice to see. It was really fun to see all these passing plays coming together. Really, what the Challenger players really didn't manage to do. These guys did it as it was their day-to-day job. So it's really fun to see.
It was a fun series. Some crazy moments, some strange moments, as we always expect to see here at the RSC. But yeah, that's going to do it for the Master Tier, and sadly for myself and Cynics as well. We'll be moving down to the Rival Tier for our third and final matchup of the night. Anarchy versus Uranum in the Glaciers Conference. 6th versus 7th. They as well are only one game apart. Not the last teams to play in the Rival Tier this week. But it should be just as close a matchup as this one was as well. Maybe a slightly bit slower considering it's down in Rival, but nonetheless exciting. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed this series. We hope you'll enjoy the next one as well. I'm not entirely sure who it is that's going to be taking you through that one. It was originally MC Main and Smokey Bear, but I think things have changed around as availability has shifted. But whoever it is that's coming in to replace us, I'm sure will do a fantastic job. And as I said, we hope you enjoyed the last series of the night. That'll be it for myself and Cynics. Is there anything you'd like to say to something before we sign off, Cynics?
I think I can note that I think I've been called in for the last series as well.
Okay. So you're not leaving. You've made me
so
look
I'm not. I
fool,
don't think I am leaving. I think I am sticking around for the last game as well.
Well, I am leaving.
Orc
So,
has been messaging me on the back end as well.
You go off and do your thing. I'm not jealous. I'm not. No, whoever it is, I'm sure will have a great time with you alongside. But no, it's been a pleasure casting alongside you, Cynics. I cannot wait for the next time. But yeah, if it is that you're staying on, I hope you enjoy the next series as I do the rest of you watching at home. We'll be back after a short break, and don't go anywhere because we'll be right back with some more RSC action.
Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. Something about you feels so different. Yeah, you mess me up inside. It's like your energy was kissing my soul back to life, was living. Now it feels like every part of me is died. Yeah, you're gone without a trace. You left me where no one can find me. There's no sign of life out here. I scream and it goes silent. I fight so hard, but I can't fight my way out. Lost all dimension and time. All alone, you're losing my mind. And this goes down. know I'll live high. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Pick up my hands without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know there will come. We're out till dawn, but how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. No, we're all like monsters. Playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but I know I'll live high. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence without an alibi.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed.
I'm the storm that meets the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Who you think you are? Who you think you
Hello everybody and welcome back to RSC EU stream, where we just watched a Master Series, Illusion taking on Heck, Illusion taking that victory, 3-8-1, quite close in the first half of the series, and then they ran away with it in the second half, and I believe the last game was like a 5-0 scoreline, so that was some scenes to see, and here with me for the scenes to see in the next game, I've got Cynics.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see going into Rival now, as we have Anarchy versus Uranum now. Anarchy currently 11-9 and Uranum 10-10, so only one game difference there. So it's going to be really interesting to see who can come on top and who can get ahead in the table for the next week.
Yeah, and looking at their form as well, Anarchy, out of the last 3 games, won 2 and then lost, and Uranum drew the last 2 games and then lost the previous one as well. So both of these teams coming fresh off of a loss. How do you think their strategies are going to be going into this game 1, Cynics? Who do you think's going to be taking that win?
It's going to be really hard to tell. I haven't really watched these players before, I do believe, so it's going to be really interesting to see. I believe I do remember correctly, I've watched Chemist in tryouts, as I am GM after all. I've seen some of them in the tryouts and stuff like that, and I thought he was playing really well there, so it's going to be interesting to see how he can do in this game, if he can keep up the momentum.
Yeah, well, that's just it, isn't it? Because, it's not just, a best of one or a best of three here. We're going all the way in that best of five, and that little bit of longevity starts to come into play as you start to approach into game 3 and game 4 and game 5 if you get there as well. It can be pretty exhausting. So, looks like the players are here, raring, ready to go. Kickoff number 1. Can't wait to see who comes out on top. It's going to be John.
Scramble in the middle, banging up for it though. Can't really get it out. All 3 players in the middle here. Oklahoma can get a touch on it, but can't really finish it. Chemist with a shot, but just gets over. Haas now can get on. John does get a save out, but the Anarchy players keep their position for now. Gets a bump. Chemist almost there for the shot, but misses, and Haas does finish it off. And only 30 seconds in, we're 1-0 up.
Yeah, a quick start here for Anarchy, and they're just throwing everything at the wall right now, aren't they? And has that perfect angle, keeping that straight line, clean it up in at the end, and it's a nice start here for them. 4 shots in not even 30 seconds.
A super aggressive start, I gotta say, from Anarchy side. Just putting on that pressure, but almost doesn't pay them any dividends though. Langy coming in for the first opportunity, maybe for the Janon side, but doesn't really have anyone with him. Chemist now to take it out down the side. Nobody really there to help him though. That's just Connex just gets a little bit of a weird touch in the middle. Can't really do anything with it. Gets another touch. Can't really get there as Chemist just gets there in time for the save. Anarchy is just struggling to get control of this ball right now. Hans gets another chance, but he bangs it down to middle, and just Connex trying to fly with it, but can't really get a good touch on it. And he's back and forth now for this first minute of this game.
Yeah, they've done really well there off the first 30 seconds and managed to get 4 shots, but ever since, Uranum have just been turning it around on them. But who's going to be the first one to get those power shots, because a couple of those attempts there, they fell short. They just weren't really connecting with that, that great bit of power that you need to beat these goalkeepers at this level. Here's Haz now, keeping the fight in the corner, not where you want to be in defence. Chemist just waiting, picks up that 100 boost, waiting for the pass coming from Akla, but it doesn't connect. Langy was there. Haz and John now having a fight. Langy picking that up, send it to the other side of the field. That's what you want to do. You want to be in at that danger zone. Just Connex is going up, hits it towards the back post, but it did just fall and parried wide by John there as well.
Yeah, Chemist now gets this ball out, but only as far as John gets a touch to the side. Just Connex can't really get control of it. It's a bit of a battle here in the midfield, as no one really can touch it. 2 players missing. Chemist does get it forward, but nobody really there to answer. It has got a back flip. John almost gets the touch in. Here's Connex to finish it, but can't do that. The Langy up and can put in the end. 3 shots there, I do believe. The first 2 missing. Nobody really getting the touches in, but nobody up for the defense in Anarchy. They just couldn't get anything on it.
Yep, you're absolutely right there. I've seen about 1 Anarchy player and about 3 Uranium players there, and that's what you need, that pressure, closing down those gaps. Don't give any respect to your opponents, especially when they didn't give any respect to you off the bat. These teams here are in a battle, and it's only game 1, Cynics.
It's only game 1, we half game left. Bumping each other now. Chemist almost gets a shot on, but he goes to the ceiling. John to take it out. Gets control of it. Langy is gonna go up for a double touch, but Kemi is almost there, but gets past him. Oklahoma with a nice dribble to get out. Now 2v1, but he gets demoed as John can now take the ball out, but he doesn't get it. Chemist is very fast and aggressive again. Bit of a battle here in the midfield as well. Nobody really taking control. Almost getting it past Chemist. He's just getting a touch. The Anarchy players are a bit tangled up as nobody really can get a touch on it. John taking it slow, gets past one. Chemist there to answer it though. Now can take the ball out for a long play. Langy already up to answer it.
Yeah, look at the response there from Langy. He's played it all the way down to the corner. Now Jom is applying that pressure, and it's just the same place, just Konix there. Applied that shot, but it didn't come off, I'm afraid. Now Langy being forced here to deal with it in the midfield. 2 or 3 players going by, diving at it. Everybody really committed close to this play here, and as you said, Anarchy really pushing up, leaving big gaps in that defence. Whereas I feel like Uranum have been doing that, but they've been covering those angles just that little bit better right now, and just having that player back. And as you see there, Langy having the support, having the cover of the teammate, but Kempis hitting the post with that shot coming through from nowhere, and Akla just can't quite make the good connection either. Ball diffuses out, Langy hits it away.
Bit of chaos in the random defense, but they do get it out with a long clear from Langy. Now trying to mount an offense here. Can't really get to Anarchy. Just getting out. Konix gets a bit of a floater of a shot. Anarchy caught out. I don't know. Just gets a shot on. I wasn't ready for it. I don't know if you were either.
Oh, there was a painful double commit there for Anarchy as well. As maybe comms broke down there. They didn't really know exactly who was going, and maybe kind of just flipped the play, slowing down that little bit, kind of caught them off guard. All these small little things that you can't always get to see on the screen that come into play for these teams. But again, like I was saying, I don't feel like those angles are being covered in that midfield, Cynics.
Yeah, a lot of battling, but not a lot of touches that are controlled in the midfield. I feel like they're just slamming it to the other side, not really putting it towards the teammates. Maybe a passing place in order, but what is happening here is Lange gets another ball. Gets another free goal, as I do believe it's just good pass from John. That's me reading it wrong, sorry. Really good aggressive play by John. So it's only 6 seconds left on the 3-1.
Yeah, you're right, that was a really nice play there from John, just getting right in the opponent's faces. And you know, Anarchy coming off swinging over the bat here, might score another one just to consolate the game, but no, not this time. Uranum takes this game 3-1. A solid performance there from them, but you know, not to dishearten Anarchy though, because Anarchy, they were absolutely super throughout that whole series. I just think Uranum for me was that little bit level above right now, and that's just only game 1, like I was saying. So going from this then, Cynics, right? Because we didn't get to do a prediction. I'll go first. I predict that this is going to be Anarchy 3-2. That's what I'm going to go for.
You think a 3-2?
I'm going to go for 3-2 Anarchy.
I mean, it's I do believe it's only about 2-2. And I think I can come back in this and I get the draw, you know. And after all, I don't know. It's very very hard to tell, but Anarchy opened up so strong. It had so much pressure, but maybe a little bit too aggressive. When Uranum started working it, they got put on the back foot a little bit and couldn't really control it, and just had to throw themselves out just to get it out. But in the end, Uranum just took the game over in the end. I think getting a little bit more control touches, getting those passes in, are so important. Just those passes to a teammate instead of just throwing it to the other side of the field.
Yeah, that, as you say, that controlled touch and that thinking time that's involved as well in those plays. You know, you've got to calculate that as well, because when you're just booming it away, you're giving thinking time to the opponents. You know, you're giving that ball to them, and I think you're absolutely spot on there, Cynics. I think that these players who keep it close to them, who create opportunities for themselves, who create banging shots, just like Konix did there, these are the ones, these are the players who are going to succeed and strive in this environment. Here we are in Forbidden Temple, and I'll tell you, I think we might get a few Forbidden double commits again here in this game.
Maybe they will. As Lange gets a long clear here, Chemis to take it up, can't get a good touch, and it's an opportunity for Lange to put themselves in front again. And it's a 1-goal lead in the second game. Chemis couldn't really take a good touch on it, just slammed it into the wall, and he's just back out to Lange again. And he just slots it in the open net. I'm
really noticing the speed of Lange so far in this series is maybe it's a really good positioning, I think, coming into factor as well. In fact, you see it there, the read on that play, knew exactly where it was going and had all the initiative and had all the willingness to go up and get that, again being last back. And actually the demo play absolutely deleted out of the back post has just completely opened up that soft shot into a 2-0 lead.
Chom just coming out of nowhere to destroy him. Just deletes him off the pitch. What a demo there. Completely caught on Anarchy off guard, but almost can maybe get it back. Doesn't get the angle though on the shot off the backboard. Now mounting maybe an offense here, as we have seen them aggressive in the first game. Can they do it again here in the second? But no one really there to take it with them. Chemis does keep the ball in for some pressure, but see what Haas can do. Just puts a shot on, but couldn't really get any power on it. And momentum is, sorry, is just scrambling to get some control on it. Now I passed him from Chemist, but nobody there to answer it. And we see John taking control. All he has to be. Oh. Can't get the flick really. Haas is just able to save it, but it's only as far as Langy. And it puts that in for 3-0.
Oh, and that was very close here. And on that second play, 3 players committing to all on the one shot. That was one of those forbiddens, as I was saying. But again, look at Langy, the positioning on the back post, the read from the pass coming across. He's just there, he's just here, he's just everywhere. Looking at the ball again, passing into John. And wait, look, it's actually Langy the score. He's here, he's there, he's absolutely everywhere. He's all over this field right now, and he's scoring all of the goals.
Yeah, absolutely crazy if you play from Langy. Like that Norm Ram, I don't really know how to pronounce his name, it's a little bit too long for me, I think. Just can't get to it in the end. And it's an open net for Langy to just slot it in. Trying to get a pass in here, but nobody really there to answer. John will try to take it out, but gets stumbled in the process. And Random again, putting on the pressure. Maybe to get that 5th goal in. They haven't let off the pressure. Only 3 minutes left. Only 2 minutes gone, to say. So a lot of the game left, and already 4-0 up for Urana. Maybe running away with this game a little bit.
Yeah, and as a spectator's point of view, from anyone who maybe not watching to support these teams, because I don't know if you can see, but the eggs in the stadium are going wild. The people in the Twitch chat are going wild. The crowd are absolutely loving this game right now. They just can't get enough. And I think what everyone would love to see here is a 4-0 go to a 4-each overtime game here. But will we get to see that? Will we get to see Anarchy push up the field and break out of this defence right now? Because, you know, we've seen a little, you know, element of that link-up play there, but it, as you said, it just fell short, couldn't really reach it in time. But if they can get that going, Cynics, do you think they could bring back 4 goals here? There's still 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's still 2 minutes, but they need to find something quick, or just to find that first opportunity for a goal. Maybe get some of those passing plays. I really don't. The crucial thing I like to see for the players here is just, instead of just trying to get the ball out, just try to find that player in midfield that can help you get the ball out. Right now, it's just slam it forward, trying to get it out of the danger zone. Got it straight into a random player, and Langy almost with a really nice redirect into the net, but couldn't really find the angle. And they're just mounting an offense here again. But that's why I think I'm missing from the Anarchy boys is just that control touch to side to friendly player that can help you get the ball out. Just realizing you don't have to do everything yourself, just kind of found a little bit of an opportunity. Just maybe an Anarchy playing, sleeping a little bit in there, just coming out of nowhere and puts it over Haas.
That was a nice little redirect there on the front post. It's always those cheeky little angles, isn't it? It's always those little cheeky angles that it just slips in the net right in front of you. I know that's the case for me, certainly, because I'm sleeping in net a lot. But, you know, I know that these players are a lot better than me, that's for absolutely sure. And you can start to see, though, how that pressure takes an effect on, you know, any calibre of player. That pressure really starts to sink in, and you know, you just got to take a big deep breath sometimes and keep cool, calm and composed. And look at this, it's Anarchy on the push. Maybe could be something created this from here out. I love what Akla's doing there, trying to set it all the way up nice and high on the front post. But at that kind of place, you're going to find so many defenders, especially when they're parking the bus like Uranum are right now. 5 goals to 0, 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I do feel like it's anything to Anarchy here. Just get a goal in for the next game. Get ready to get back in the series. It's a 5-0 loss. It's a big loss, but just getting something back and just getting you into the next game can be really big. You just need to find something in these last seconds as the time is running out. Just Connex coming again, but Oklahoma is just putting it off the back wall. And Anarchy just staying alive right now. I feel like they need to find something just to get this ball out. But as the time runs out, we will have a 2-0 lead for Uranum. It's a really good showing from them, I've got to say.
Yeah, it has been an incredible performance, and you can see that in Anarchy's defence as well. They're really working hard right now. That's 6 saves for the team of Anarchy. And what's that? That's 9, like 13, 14 shots, you know, for Uranum. So they are, you know, it's not just a couple of shots that's coming at that Anarchy defense right now. You know, it's like, you know, 14, nearly 15 shots coming at them. So it's a lot to take. It's a lot to take. And you know, now that there's been 2 games said and done, what do you think that Anarchy need to do to turn this back around? Apart from trying to take that control and take away that thinking and space away from Uranum, because right now they're on top of everything. Do they need to delete someone, get them off the field, get them out the way? Do they target Langy? What do you think, Cynics?
I do feel like they need to calm down in defense the most. It feels like they are just getting any touch possible, but just that having that composure, knowing that I am going to take the touch. I know where, just knowing where should I put it? Where are they not? Where are we, my team, so they can help me get the ball out? I think it's just that team play that needs to come together. They need to play this together to get the ball out. They're just trying to do everything themselves, and it's just not working for them. It's always landing in the Uranum player, and I feel like they just get that first pass in the defensive half just to get the ball out a little bit easier, and they will find that offensive again. And I want to see that super offensive they had in the first game. I want to see them come back to that form.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We know they can do it. There's a Batmobile on the field right now from Akla, which I'm loving to see. So, you know, 2 games down, time to get some changes happening on the field. And as you say, there's a skyline and a breakout as well, actually, which I've just noticed. So it's a complete team car change. This could be it. This could be the mental change they need. This could be just that little refresh, that recoup. There's a double commit there, but it's also nearly turned out into a crazy pinch, especially with those big hitboxes on those cards. But look at just Conix right now with a flip reset, almost managing to beat everybody, but just couldn't this time. Very unfortunate. Now, as you say, these big booms and these solo plays, they're not really working for Anarchy. How are they gonna find each other now? Chemist trying to take it over into the corner, has to collect, but can, and it comes another shot from just Conix. Akla now, here's the Batmobile going. A little bit more power coming on those shots. What do you think?
Yeah, a little bit of a Batmobile flex maybe that what he needed. I was gonna say that they were trying to style because I thought it was Uranum changing the cars, but it's actually Anarchy. And maybe it's that mental of changing the car that it's just what they need. As we see, the game has stabilized a little bit, I gotta say. No team really pulling out at the start of this game. Now has trying to find those players in the mid, but nobody can able to connect with the ball. Gets another try, but can't really do it. And your enemy's back in the Anarchy side of things. Just keep on that hard pressure. And Anarchy, I want to see them try to get this ball out, try to work together. And you see now the Batmobile of Aqua trying to get the ball out of the defense, but John bringing it back in again.
Yeah, look at the fight between these teams right now, and Uranum as well. They're just throwing everything like they've been doing, but it's not really worked out for them as well this game, and this could be this little break that Anarchy needs now to turn this game back around, turn this series back around, and as you said, pull a draw from it. Now here's just Conix trying to prove me wrong, setting up Lingy on the backboard, but it will just fall to Akla, and Akla with that big Batmobile is just going to boom his opponent right out of the way, get the redirect under the crossbar. How did that not go in? And he has Chemist as well, but Uranum have held out.
Oh, so close, so close. He just can't get it in. Uranum defense is just so strong right now. He's just keeping everything out. And Kemi is almost missing, almost giving Uranum a chance from the goal on the other side. Can't really connect, but the door has tries to get a pass, but nobody there to shoot. And it slows down a bit again. Jom gets it over has, but it's not really in. It's just outside the net. And just back and forth right now as both teams just trying to get a goal. Just shooting everything. Hoping for something to go in, and it has!
Oh
No! Heartbreak! Heartbreak as he gets a touch off the backboard. Just missed the first one, couldn't read it.
No, I feel that one in my soul, Cynics. I feel that one in my soul. Anarchy have been doing so well. They've been holding off this whole game, keeping that pressure away from Uranum. But that one has just slipped right in the net. There's another shot coming from Just Connix now.
Yeah, just couldn't keep it out. So heartbreaking for him to not be able to keep that ball to the side. Just he wasn't alone in that defense, but just couldn't keep the pressure. Maybe getting to him a little bit. Just Connix now trying for a little bit of an interesting pass. Couldn't get the second touch though. Chemist did have the ball, but didn't do anything with it. Now Anarchy mounting that defense again, but no, Jom gets it again. Just stops that from the midfield. Maybe he can get another touch here. Just Connix gets it in over Hearts. And again, it's heartbreak on the defense.
Oh,
There's only 1 minute left as well.
Yep, running out of time here for the victory, and that deletion there on the backboard. I think it was Akla that got just completely wiped out. And it's not where you want it, it's not where you want to be in defence. It's getting absolutely bombed off the field, and that's just what Uranum have been doing here this game. The Connix manages to get a boom off the ceiling, but Akla able to get up to that much faster. Has there, maybe going for a little style here in the breakout, but look at Jom. Jom's just there, absolutely taking on everybody. Actually backs out of that one from Chemist. A little bit of respect going on there. So, you know, you can even see, you know, with Uranum still looking comfortable in the series, they still respect Anarchy's shots. They still know how good these players are and what they might be able to do with such a short amount of time in the series. However, 30 seconds left here.
Yeah, only 30 seconds left, not much time to do it. They have only 2 goals down, so you can definitely do it if they get a goal in now. But it has to happen now as they can't really get the ball out. Just Connix with a shot, but he misses. Jump there to answer, it's 3-0. He just runs away from it again. They just can't get the touches that they need. And Uranum is mounting so much pressure.
Yeah, that was like a game of FIFA Street there. They were passing to each other, they were passing off the wall. They truly understand the positioning of each other on the field, and I can imagine that their comms are very nice. As you say, 3-0, 4 seconds left to go in this game. It's definitely game here. Will we see a consolation goal for Anarchy? Nope, it's 3-0 here for Uranum in the series, and of course it was 3-0 in that scoreline. So, what's been your standout for you so far in this Uranum team? And has there been anyone in Anarchy that you've thought, oh, you know what, like, you know, I'm so surprised they haven't popped off more? Because I really feel like that for Haz. I feel like I've seen so much moments for Haz that I thought I'd be able to pop off way more.
Yeah, I think it's Langy that stands out for me, and John has been putting on a lot of pressure as well. These guys have been really like working together, but I think Uranum just as a trio has just been playing absolutely superb. Like they are really playing well together, and just pulling it together as a team. And like nobody is really putting out any solo performances. I feel like this is just a solo carry. Every player is doing really well. As for Anarchy, I don't know who's been standing out most. Everyone has had some tough moments. It's going to be interesting to see if anyone can say that, no, I'm going to take control of this now. This is my time to shine. I want to get this win. It's going to be interesting to see if they have any that mental to get back in the game, even though they lost the first two.
Yeah, that's it. And it looks like we have a substitution on the field as well. I think that's Chemist stepping out this game, and it's looking like it's going to be Meaty. We're going to go with Meaty. We're going to go with Meaty this game. So, Anarchy, with a switch up of the players, will they be able to do something here in this last game?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. Maybe Chemist was the one that wasn't really feeling it, just feeling like he couldn't really do anything that he wanted. And Langy already pushing on the pressure, but couldn't really do anything. And Akla now towards the other side, gets the first touch, gets a pass in, but Haas can't really get the shot on, as the Urano players are already defending really strong. Just Connex can't really get the touch for the shot, but Anarchy's starting to struggle a bit again, just trying to get this ball out, just keeping on this pressure as Urano is mounting on touches after touches, shots after shots, and passes after passes. And Anarchy can just look on as they are passing around them.
Yeah, that's just that. You know, their passing has been absolutely excellent and has provided a pivotal storyline here, especially after that first 30 seconds. It was really looking like Anarchy was going to just completely billy Uranum. But the storyline, it's not the way it's went. You know, it's been Uranum who's been throwing all of the shots, who's been throwing all of the punches at this Anarchy defense, and it's been Anarchy who's been, you know, arms up, shoulders out, elbows out, get ready, take these shots and try and reply. But those replies, they've not really been too strong. They have just been taking the bodies. So there's definitely been moments for me for Anarchy in this series where they've looked so good. Oh,
did almost get a good long shot there. Couldn't really get the angle in though. Maybe they have been holding their own here, Anarchy. Maybe this substitution is what they needed. Akla trying for a pass, nobody there though. Meaty just barely missing the shot. Heartbreak again for Anarchist. He just can't put the ball in the net. Haas now gonna try for a shot, but Lange again super strong with the 50s, just keeping control of this ball and just letting Anarchy not having anything on this. Just Connex trying to control it, but couldn't really have anything on it. And we're going back into the random side, maybe putting some pressure on them here now, Anarchy. But no one really there to touch it, as they maybe are a little bit too respectful for the random side. There's nobody really there to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm surprised there hasn't been a shot absolutely ripped off from there. Has forcing that double commit. It looks like Meaty is going to get this. The net, and Anarchy are 1-0 up. It's their second lead in the series in this last game here. What are they going to be able to do? They got this game. What do you think?
Oh, I believe they can do it. I believe they can do it. 2.5 minutes left, but they've been showing up strong here in the last game. I gotta say, they're pulling it back. Not letting Uranium have all this time that they had in the previous games, which just pass around the players. They just wasn't ready to control it out. But they've been back in this last game now, I gotta say.
Yeah, that's just it. And you know, we're a few games into the season now as well, and you know, every game counts when it comes to that later point when you're looking at where you are on the leaderboard and are we going to make playoffs. You know, every game is going to add up, and you can see that, you know, this team Anarchy making a substitution, getting every single person and player they involved, you know, they can involved in part of the play. And look at them now, they're managing to find a way to break out of this attack from Uranum and break out of their own defence. Here's Meaty up from the corner, manages to pass it into the backboard and has! It's 2-0! It's a complete upset here in game 4!
Meaty, the guy to change it all, just puts it through. What beautiful pass from him, just puts it around the Uranum players. They are left standing, still looking on as the ball passes over them. Beautiful play from the Anarchy side as they're pulling this fourth game back. 2-0 up. Really well played from them. Maybe a little bit surprised that Uranum side can't really understand what's going on as they're 2-0 down now. But Anarchy a little bit aggressive, nobody back, but not really any opportunity for a shot there. So Uranum did have a chance, but nobody really there to finish it as Akla did try for a shot, but couldn't really find angle. Lange now trying to take it out. He gets did get a bump on Haas, couldn't really take the ball. Lange to just connects, trying to get it forward. Matey to clear it out.
And now here's Jom trying to take on Akla. Akla back in the good old Fennec as well. You love to see. No more Batmobiles. Here's Lenny, can't get the shot. Instead lays it off for just Connex, tries to shoot it on the back post. The passing plays though, very, very impressive from this Uranum team.
Yeah, I gotta say, they're just trying to control it together. Just working together as a team to try to create this pressure up and really controlling it as a team, letting each other know when they have boost, but they can't keep off the pressure of Anarchy. Just finding their way through again. Only 23 seconds left and Haas has found his way on the board. Just slotting it below the players there.
Yep, Uranum here, they've completely gave it up in this game. Anarchy knew coming into this game they wanted to win it, and it's looking like they will. Only 17 seconds left on the clock. Look at the confidence of these Anarchy players as well compared to that, game 2 and game 3 where they were just fear in net, Look at them now, they're just taking it on everybody.
Yeah, just no fair playing, just giving it their all, just showing their strong mental that they are just not going to let this slide for 4-0. They want that 3-1, they can't give it up like that. And as the game draws to a close, Anarchy bringing it back for the last game, I gotta say, very, very well played by them.
Yep, well, complete upset in that last game. Complete upset for my prediction. I also said 3-2, didn't I? Because obviously I did ERS yesterday. Complete upset.
Hard translating.
Complete upsets all round for that, but an impressive performance from both teams, no doubt. Well done to Anarchy getting that last game, but well done to Uranum as well for winning the series. What a series it was, Cynics!
What a series it was. And I gotta say, Meaty Pig coming in for the super sub there as well to win the last game. It did bring home the last game, but yeah, Uranum just firing on all cylinders. I gotta say, as a team, they played really, really well. They feel like they were coordinated and they just moved the ball together as a team very, very nicely.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching them, and I really enjoyed particularly that last game, watching the Anarchy upset. So I think that one's going to go down in history. But yeah, highlight for me, Cynics would be Lange in was it game 2 or game 3, where like 4 goals, just absolutely popping off. And of course as well those team plays, those sweet team plays.
Yeah, I gotta give it up for my man Meaty Pig coming in for the super sub. That was my favorite moment. Just bringing it back. He's bringing his boys together and showing how it's done.
Well, a big thank you to everybody for coming in and playing in the games on the stream. A big thank you to everybody to watching as well, and a big thank you to you, Cynics. This was a great cast.
Yeah, thanks for having it on. Very, very nice cast for the first time. It was super fun to cast. It was absolutely banging games, I gotta say.
Yeah, and for your first cast for RSC as well, I must say, pretty impressive. Well done to you, mate. And yeah, that's all from me.
Yeah, thank you.
See you next time, everyone.